Tank, also known as Gervonta Davis, has been generating a lot of conversation lately with his training videos. He has been sharing films of himself practicing, and it's difficult to ignore. Frank Martin is one fighter who couldn't keep silent about Tank's videos. Martin is familiar with the sensation of standing in the ring with a Tank.
I say ninth round.
What?
I say ninth round.
You said ninth?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look.
In June, Martin challenged Tank for the WBA lightweight title. It was a big night, and everyone was wondering if Martin could accomplish what no one else had done to defeat Tank for 7 rounds. I say nin round and you respond, nin round. Nin round you reply, nin round ninth. Yeah, Martin put his all into it.
And just watch all the shots, because he got them shots that if you don't see him, he can get you out, and he's sneaky with it. He can take a punch, he can give a punch too. So it's just...
And just watch all the shots because he has the ones that, if you don't see him, he can get you out. He's also cunning with it. So it's like he moved, punched, and tried to stop Tank, but in the 8th round, Tank demonstrated why he's so dangerous by landing a perfect punch that ended the fight instantly. Now, he appears even more dangerous as he gets ready for Lamont Roach's reaction to Tank's training footage. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Martin discussed Tank's abilities, keeping it straightforward. Tank has power. Martin stated, but he went on to clarify that the Tank's strength comes from hitting smartly, rather than merely powerfully. He knows how to make that shot. From someone who simply sensed such power, Martin added that he is accurate and knows how to hit guys on the spot. Martin's remarks are quite important.
As you see here, Gervonta Tank Davis was training extremely hard in preparation for his March 1st showdown with WBA super featherweight world champion star boxer Lamont Roach.
Here, you may view Gervonta Tat the way Davis trains demonstrates why he is so good. He doesn't just punch hard, he punches with precision, which is what makes him one of the best in the world. Davis was training very hard for his March 1st showdown with WBA super featherweight world champion star boxer Lamont Roach. The way he fights is what makes him unique. He knows exactly when to throw a punch and where to land it. It's like he's always one step ahead of his opponents.
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
Whoop his ass. No matter what, I'm always ready for 12 rounds. But I'm always searching for a knockout, and if I have the chance, I'll attempt to knock his head off. Tank's record speaks for itself. He has fought 30 times and won all of them, with 28 of those encounters ending in knockouts. He has also been on an incredible run, with 4 of his last 5 victories coming via knockout. Every time Tank enters the ring, fans know they are about to witness something special. Tank is currently preparing for his next fight, where he will defend his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn on March 1st, 2025.
There's a rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the 2nd time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight Raya.
Prepare for 2 fights because there is a rematch clause, but after I defeat him the 2nd time, I probably will ask the WBA to allow me to move up to 140 and fight Raya. However, there is another topic of discussion regarding Tank's future. He has been speculating that he might retire by the end of 2025, but it's difficult to imagine him doing so, especially when he's still at the top of his game. Some people don't want to believe it, and others think he's teasing, but what if he is serious?
Christmas wish list, 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
3 names you would like to have by 2025 for your Christmas wish list. Between all of this, the battle between Tank and Roach is officially scheduled to resume on March 1st, and fans are wondering if it was really truly off before. The boxing world was rocked by Tank's social media post announcing the fight's cancellation. People began to speculate about what went wrong and why Tank would postpone his big night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, but now it seems like it was all just noise. When he said, "See you in New York," former Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Elby, who is still very much involved in Tank's career, cleared up any confusion. The big question is, though, why? Did Tank say the fight was canceled? Tank has a history of stirring up controversy on social media, so this could be another instance of him doing so. Tank has been criticized for being a mismatch, with some saying that Roach doesn't stand a chance against Tank. Perhaps Tank felt the need to change the conversation and focus everyone's attention, and if the goal was attention, it worked. The boxing following Tank's post, the world erupted, and some fans were irate. While others were perplexed, others began to wonder if it was about money. Tank is accustomed to receiving large sums of money from his fights, and it's no secret that Lamont Roach isn't exactly a well-known boxer. His resume doesn't exactly scream blockbuster opponent. He's a good fighter, to be sure, but he hasn't defeated anyone noteworthy in his career. His most notable fight was against Jamal Herring in 2019, and he lost that one by unanimous decision. Therefore, it might not have seemed worth it to Tank, at least not financially. You guys get D when the people I fight with start talking. I'm going to bash his ass if you can't underscore. Give a underscore. You'd better keep quiet, because Tank's reputation has been a problem for years. Tank isn't as popular as he could be. He's undefeated with a record of 30 wins and 28 knockouts. But fans want to see him in the ring with opponents who can really test him, and Lamont Roach doesn't fit that description. Critics have accused him of avoiding the top names in the lightweight division, saying he only accepts fights where he's the heavy favorite and never challenges himself with a 50/50 matchup.
When the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't
y'all
do
talking.
shit. Wait,
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
Though the Drama Tank will enter the ring on March 1st to defend his WBA lightweight title, I believe he actually took the fight because he knows I'm a dog and wants to prove his skills. That's why I think he did exactly that, despite everything that has been said about it. The cancellation rumors were put to rest by Herb's confirmation, but the question still remained: why didn't someone from Premier Boxing Champions, the promotional company involved, intervene sooner to clarify the situation? Silence only fueled the flames and led people to believe the fight was truly off. It seems like this whole situation could have been avoided with a simple statement from the right people. What Tank's cancel post signifies for his connection with the people running his career is also unclear. Was he furious about the promotion, or was there something that happened behind the scenes that offended him?
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And he want to prove his.
It's not the first time Tank has had problems with those in charge, and fans can't help but wonder if there's more to the story. If this was a money issue, it wouldn't be surprising that Tank has fought tougher opponents in recent years, and he's probably expecting the same kind of payout he got for those fights against someone like Roach. Might not feel like it's worth the same amount, even if he's defending his title. Another theory that has been circulating is that Tank may simply be feeling pressured because he's hinted at retiring by the end of 2025, and that's not far away.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best.
Applause ass. A fight against Roach doesn't carry the same weight as one against one of the best lightweights, and Tank may be feeling the heat from all the criticism. Perhaps the cancel post was his way of temporarily defying those expectations. In addition, the most recent news about Vasyl Lomachenko has left fans wondering what the legendary fighter will do next. Lomachenko may be permanently leaving boxing. The Ukrainian superstar hasn't been spotted in the ring since defeating George Kambosos Jr. in May of this year, but now that he has decided to retire, there's a chance that he may face Gervonta Tank. Davis seemed to be farther distant than before.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. For real. So y'all better be quiet.
Requesting, I think it was a strategic no listen, but it's still a strategic duck. Lomo is saying, look, I don't want to fight. It's cool you know he's ducking, but recall how many times Floyd was asked that question at 1:30 and how they all danced around it at that moment. Lomachenko has returned to Ukraine to spend time with his family in a nation still reeling from the war. He has been thinking about life and all that is going on around him, but according to his promoter Bob Arum, he hasn't made a decision yet about his boxing career. Lomachenko has given himself a deadline of January, first to declare if he will put on his gloves once again or retire permanently. Boxing fans around the world are holding their breath as the deadline approaches. Lomachenko's career statistics speak for themselves, and he will turn 37 in February. His career has been about more than simply stats, it's about the artistry he brings to the ring. He has 18 victories, 12 by knockout, and only 3 losses. L is one of the most admired fighters of this generation due to his exceptional footwork speed and ability to read opponents like a book, but time does not wait for anyone, and the possibility of a huge bout between Lomachenko and Tank Davis is decreasing every day.
Asking for Lomo pulling out this fight, yeah, if you want to call it a duck, it's cool. I think it was a strategic. No, listen, it's a strategic duck. He's saying, look, I don't want to fight. It's cool. You know, oh, he ducking. But remember at 1:30, how many times Floyd was asked the question and they danced around it. Oh,
what do you think of that altercation in its current course? At this point, I mean, it's a big fight, but I can see that Lano is going to hit them with a lot of shots. but I can also see Davidson catching with the counter left or catching with some power shots because perhaps Lomachenko will drop his foul tactics. Many people hope that this matchup between two of the best fighters in the sport will happen. It felt like a natural one. The fight would have been a spectacle, a showdown for the ages. Pitting two completely different styles against one another, but recent events have made it clear that this dream fight is unlikely to happen anytime soon, if at all. One reason for this is Lomachenko's uncertain future, while his victory over Kambosos served as a reminder of his brilliance. His defeat by Devin Haney in May 2023 3-3 left many fans wondering if he could still perform at his best level.
That fight, and how does it play out now at this point?
I mean, it's a big fight, but I can see that Lomachenko's going to land a lot of shots on him, but I can also see Davidson catching with the counter left or catching with some power shots because maybe Lomachenko will leave it.
Even though some believed he deserved the victory. The outcome didn't go his way, and it appeared to mark a turning point. Although Loma has regained some titles versus Kambosos, it is still unclear if he wants to continue fighting, particularly given how difficult the obstacles ahead will only get.
Lomachenko constantly fights these big lightweights who are they're way bigger than him. You know what I mean? He's got to outskill them to a different level. He's fighting guys in a weight class that he doesn't belong in. Well, Tank Davis is actually a former 130 pounder. We just talked about how he weighed 2 pounds less. You're getting a fight where Lomachenko is fighting a guy more his size at lightweight, which hasn't happened. I mean, the lightweights Lomachenko's been fighting have all been way too big. Every time he steps,
he's fighting guys in a weight class that he doesn't belong in. And Lomachenko keeps fighting these big lightweights who are just bigger than him. You know what I mean? He's got to outskill them to a different level. Tank Davis, who used to be a 130-pound fighter, is actually 2 pounds lighter than him, and we just talked about how he weighed 2 pounds less. You're getting into a fight where Lomachenko is trying to find a guy who is more his size at lightweight, but that hasn't happened.